This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On second down, Collins. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down. Here's Brady. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Now Brady to try again after the pick six. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Play action. Now it's Brady. On the left side, it's McDonald. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. On 1st down, it's Watson. Letting one go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Tiger. Come back. Tiger.
Throwing again is Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
And the sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount.
But he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Wide! 220! Wide, 80!
So after the INT, it's Brady. Drops it underneath the goal. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Brady. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Hey, Alabama. Wait, 20! 80!
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field.
Let's go!
Throwing after the interception. Brady, Shaheen the tight end on the right side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation...
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Wait, 20! Here we go!
Now Collins. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Goal 50!
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he's got Lockett. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Brady. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Everson Griffin in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's going to go down again. Jonathan Hankins in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. It's the Chargers out to an early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
Tiger. Richmond. Play. 51 the mic, boy, 51. Come back.
3rd and long, it's Watson. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Richmond. Come back. Tiger.
Now Watson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 at 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Come back. Tiger.
From the 50, it's Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Tiger.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
Richmond.
On 4th down, Watson. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals have recovered it. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. "13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on 1st down. They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This is fielded at the goal line. Spins past it. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Elsewhere on this Sunday in the NFL, they're in the second quarter in Detroit. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tiger. Come back.
On 1st and 10, Watson got his man complete over the middle. That's Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Tiger.
Watson off play action. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Brady to throw on second down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Reset, reset, reset. Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
Two jet. Come back, come back. Richmond.
To throw on second is Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Tiger.
And they'll go on the ground. He finds an opening past the 40. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Grant, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The drive starts with a run by Collins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. K'Wan Short in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 27. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On first down, Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Rashad Jones. Now, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And again, it's Collins. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. On play action, now Brady. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Fielded at about the 28. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, yeah, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Reset.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And that one results in 35 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is,
and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Trey Boston. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Back near his goal line. Here's Brady. And he finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Brady now on first down. A dump off here for Gore. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gore. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here. And now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
Come back, come back.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Open man right side is Shark. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And give him a gain of 37. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Here's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Browns. No problem there on the extra point. And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They go play action here on first down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Aaron Lynch in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Brady. Caught left side by Cobb. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play there for the Bengals. 45 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, Alabama.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Drops it underneath for Collins. A good move on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check, check. Check it.
Brady. And McDonald here over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Here's a first down run with Collins. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 11. Now Brady. This complete to Lockett. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Look at the spin. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there. It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Sharks got it left side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Richmond.
And Watson's going to throw it here. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Richmond. Come back.
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down, escaping the pressure right.
Now he'll let it go deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Paul Richardson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns continue to roll. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part of